Hey, hope things are going well for you. I just wanted to maybe talk you through this presentation. Hopefully, it'll be a little easier to follow along with what we're doing. I know we were kind of in the middle of covering a lie. I know some of you had some difficulty with Pixlr. I don't know if any of you tried Photopea. But anyhow, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of shift gears and we're going to work on the next unit, which is revealing a truth. I think it kind of follows along with some kind of ideas of things that are happening in our current situation. So we'll kind of put covering a lie on hold, and we'll work with additive techniques, and we'll continue to try to work with subtractive techniques as we go, kind of figuring out what programs will work best for us. So anyhow, I thought we would take this opportunity to kind of look at photography as storytelling, because we're kind of in a really unique point in time in our history. And I thought it would be a great opportunity for you to figure out how you would like to demonstrate this, how you would like to show this through your art. So if you go through the presentation, you'll see that there are, some ideas about how photography has been used as an art form through the years. A lot of the images that we've seen have kind of, a lot of the images that, for example, the Dorothea Lange image, many of you recognize that. And we looked at the triangular composition with that piece in terms of, assessing it through analysis and then interpreting it. But it's a really strong work from history. Many of you know that it's one of the strongest images representing the Great Depression. So thinking about what we're showing in your images and how you're going to be documenting history. So some of these images were put together just from CNN's iconic images of history. So you probably have seen many of these images before, but they're very, very important in documenting the times. So what I'd like you to do through this time is to kind of consider, here's the Dorothea Lange image, consider what, what's going on with your story currently. So it's kind of a strange time. How is this affecting you? You can't be in school right now. You have to be home every day. Maybe your parents are home, or maybe you have parents that are, working extra hours because of what's going on. Some of you may have parents that aren't currently working at all because of the current furloughs that are going, and just, people are making, lots of companies are making their employees stay home. So just kind of what images portray your story, basically. So I do have, I'm not going to read this whole thing to you, but you can read it on your own. But I'm kind of looking at it as, I'm trying to struggle with the distance learning with you guys, and I have a 4 and a 3-year-old that I have to take care of at home, which, it's much easier for me to focus on work when I'm at work, but now I have to do work when I'm home. My husband's also working from home, so it's like a totally different dynamic in the household. But at the same time, we're trying to look at it in a positive way as to we're actually getting to spend time with our kids during the day, which we normally would not. I've taken some images. You may have seen them. I posted some of them to the 52 frames. So this one was before we were shut down and stuck home. This is kind of some of the aisles at my local Jewel that I took. This was more recent. This was earlier this week. We went on a walk. I did this for 52 frames as well. Hi. Oh, my cat wants to say hi. Say hi to my students. Thanks. All right. Yeah, I also have my cat that's all over me when I'm home. So this was open spaces. I used a generator and I got wide open spaces, which was interesting. This I was thinking of using for the books challenge, but I did not. But this is kind of, like I said, there are some positives to being home. So this was that. Here are some other pictures that I've taken over this week. But I'm, currently thinking about where I'm going to go with these. So what does this really mean for you? Well, for today for Monday, what I'd like you to do is begin on a reflection, how this is affecting you. So I'll just have you do that in like a Google document. Just start reflecting, brainstorming ideas, things that you might be able to capture due to having to stay home. That'll be a response assignment. And then over the next, I have for you Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then over the weekend, just taking pictures. Just going ahead, taking pictures. You can work on editing them. But the only requirement that I'll have of you daily is that you submit something to a media album each day. And then I will comment on it. You can leave your own comments. You're not required to leave any comments. The work doesn't necessarily even have to be edited, but you'll just submit daily to a media album, and then that way we'll invite your peers to comment on your work. That might help you come up with concept statements, titles to your work, because as you can see, these 3 images that I titled and added a concept statement to are what I'm going to want you to do for 5 works, and that will be due on April 8th. So you'll kind of put it all together in this presentation format. So I'll have a presentation set up for you so that you can just kind of put it in there. And we'll go from there. But again, daily, I want you to submit to the media album. So for basically the way that you'll be assessed is I'm looking at how you're using the tools in media to solve this visual problem. So consider working with light, consider working with the different editing tools that you are available to have, but think of all the different things that we've worked with. Maybe you have some manual functions on your phone camera that you haven't utilized before and tried. So just keep exploring that. With composition, it will be a holistic kind of composition, but think of the things we've been learning. How are you framing your subject? How are you bringing emphasis to your work? How are you using leading lines to direct the eye? What are you going to do? Are you going to use rule of thirds? Are you going to work with, the golden mean? So you're really open to any way you want to approach it, because it kind of depends on what story you're trying to tell with your work. And then, of course, you'll have a concept statement for each piece. And the mining, you'll be submitting work daily to the media albums. And then you will be also doing your reflection statement. So that's the mining, that's the investigation that's going on during this time. Okay, so feel free to go through this presentation on your own. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me directly. But I'm looking forward to seeing your work each day and looking forward to seeing what you're going to put together for this. So thank you.